That must have made things worse.
I knew it was going to be tough because, we kept trying to get the cut situated with a Band-Aid first, now a wristband.
If you don't think that that's a problem, something wrong with you.
I think that there's childish reasons, and they should have educated themselves a little better before making statements, or even just came and talked to me.
And AIDS experts agreed the players had little to fear.
If Magic Johnson were to cut his head and have blood gushing out, and he were to fall against your head, which was also cut and had a big open wound so that the blood was able to gush in, well, yes, there's a risk there.
The same week, Magic announced his retirement for the second time. It was revealed that he was the subject of a lawsuit by a woman who claimed he had given her the AIDS virus. He admits they had sex, but he denies knowingly transmitting the virus to her. Magic detailed his apparently extensive sexual exploits in his autobiography, My Life, and he came under fire for its explicitness and what some people saw as bragging about his past.
I wrote this book and I was honest because I wanted people to realize what happened to me, and if you're living the same type of lifestyle, you should change it.
And that seems to be what Earvin Magic Johnson has decided to dedicate his life to doing.
Right now, I'm going to just devote my life to making sure that we continue to educate people, continue to make money for research and care of HIV and AIDS patients. No, because you know what? You helped a lot of people. Now, all this is happening, but people come up to me every day, say I changed, or you helped me out, people with the virus. So it's a lot of good. A lot of good has come out of me coming out, and I don't regret it at all. I can deal with all this, believe me.
And that is now Earvin Johnson's game. Maybe no one alive is better prepared to win than the man forever known as Magic. For Year in Review, I'm Fred Hickman.
We've tried to give you an overview of the events that changed the world this year. All week long at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, CNN will continue to review the people, places, and things that shaped the year in 1992. I'm Susan Rook. Hope you have a good week.
Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen at this time, so we can bring you the CNN special. Politicians target the cultural elite. The end of an era.
I bid you a very heartfelt good night.
And the beginning of a war. Hollywood's hit. Misses. And breakthrough stars.
Don't tell my heart, my head keeps breaking hard.
Now, the Entertainment Year in Review.
And welcome to CNN's special look at the Entertainment Year in Review. I'm Lauren Sidney. In a very cold New York, Bella Shaw will be reporting from Hollywood. But first, let's take a look at some of the hour's top news stories. Hollywood and Washington squared off in 1992 when Vice President Dan Quayle, speaking on behalf of the political right, attacked the Hollywood left. CNN senior entertainment correspondent Jim Murray has more on this year's top entertainment story, politics, morality, and the cultural elite.
What began as a television plotline for Murphy Brown became the catalyst for a political agenda.
It doesn't help matters when primetime TV has Murphy Brown, a character who supposedly epitomizes today's intelligent, highly paid professional woman, mocking the importance of fathers by bearing a child alone and calling it just another lifestyle choice.
Dan Quayle's speech propelled the issue of family values to the forefront of the 1992 presidential campaign, escalating into a war of words between the vice president and the producers and performers on Murphy Brown.
There's been so much talk about your show and the final episode and you know who.
Well, who? Mr. Potato Head?
If only Murphy Brown could meet Major Dad. What a story.
The story outlasted the Republican National Convention. At the 1992 Emmy Awards, Murphy Brown took the honors for both Best Comedy and Best Actress in a Comedy.
It's really not giving the American people enough credit.
And I think if anybody watched the series this year, they would have seen that pregnancy is no picnic.
But Washington's attacks on Hollywood extended far beyond television and focused on some of 1992's most successful and highly acclaimed films. Some lawmakers blasted the so-called cultural elite, calling them, quote, smirking cocktail party leftists who ridicule traditional American values.
Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things.
We are glorifying rapists, serial killers, cannibals. Sometimes we put them all together and call them Hannibal Lecter and give an Academy Award to a brilliant actor portraying him. Hollywood does have that kind of power. How many people are going to emulate now trying to go to high school like Sharon Stone with no underwear on because she uncrossed her legs in front of 5 detectives?
What are you going to do? Charge me with smoking?
While the Hollywood community was attacked by Republicans, it was embraced by Democrats. Bill Clinton played his saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show and tried to woo the MTV generation in a series of town meetings on that music video channel. Clinton was honored at several fundraisers which resembled exclusive Hollywood premieres, attracting both celebrities and power brokers. Then-candidate Bill Clinton had admitted he always wanted to be part of the cultural elite, and at his last West Coast fundraiser 2 weeks before the election, he was welcomed as a member. Clinton's longtime friends Linda Bloodworth Thomason and Harry Thomason, producers of Designing Women, Evening Shade, and Hearts of Fire, played an integral part in his bid for the White House. Harry Thomason will chair the president-elect's inaugural ball. Superstar Barbra Streisand is the first performer set to appear at the January 19th gala.
Censorship is obscene.
But Clinton's supporters and critics wonder how the new president will deal with the running battle between art and politics at the National Endowment for the Arts. The allegedly obscene Robert Mapplethorpe exhibit ignited the controversy over federal funding of the arts, which continue to threaten new projects. In late November, the NEA vetoed 3 grants to gay and lesbian film festivals. But the policy is expected to change under Clinton, who's said to favor depoliticizing federal funding of the arts and expanding arts education.
The National Endowment for the Arts is once again going to return to the same old homoerotic, blasphemous, and hate art that it has funded in the past.
It seems to me that the fundamentalist right has simply declared things to be obscene or blasphemous with little regard, first, to the facts, and secondly, to the First Amendment.
While Bill Clinton has made headway in forging a new alliance between Washington and Hollywood, the entertainment community has put the incoming administration on notice.
Many of us in this community worked very hard to get this president and many members of Congress elected, and we didn't do so in order to be invited to formal state dinners at the White House. We supported these candidates because they promised us profound change, and we want them to know we will be listening, watching, and waiting.
Jim Moray, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
There is much more still to come on the Entertainment Year in Review, including a look at the ongoing debate over freedom of expression. And later, the celebrity scandal of the year. Stay with us.
I'll help you catch him, Clary.
You know who he is, don't you? Tell me who decapitated your patient, Doctor.
All good things to those who wait.
Over now!
Hi, Curly. Kill anyone today?
They ain't over yet.
All right, let me just ask you one thing. You love me?
The Year in Review.
Is guaranteed in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, but it was also guaranteed in 1992 to be the center of controversy in the media. Dennis Michael reports.
I picked him up and I had sex with him.
Artists stretched the limits in 1992. Film and video got sexier, graphic arts got much more graphic, angry rap got angrier, and raunchy radio received an even broader broadcast. The natural result was resistance from the government and from private citizens.
Freedom of speech does not cover yelling fire in a crowded theater. Body count does an awful lot more than yell fire.
Body Count was the album by rapper Ice-T that featured the track Cop Killer, one of the flashpoints on this year's discussions of freedom of expression. Police organizations and conservative groups decried the track.